Good morning. It is 4:45. I'm feeling incredibly productive, and that is because I have recently discovered Kylie Perkins. Now, she's like the David Goggins of decluttering. It's spring, it's time to bring the shorts out, get rid of the pants and the winter jackets, downsize my son's closet, just a lot of spring cleaning type of activities. Came across Kylie Perkins. Her videos are incredible and inspiring, and she really just gets you fired up to do probably the most uninteresting thing in the world, which is cleaning. It's all good because I've personally always loved cleaning, but this is kind of just reignited a fire under me when it comes to, waking up and hitting the ground running, getting stuff done. Sonny, ready to get up? Okay. Let's do it, dude.
Kylie's content is all about motivating lazy parents to get up, stop making excuses, and get it done. Now, I'm no minimalist, but I am a single dad with some pretty big goals. So she might be the inspiration I need to get some much needed spring cleaning done.
I've been on TikTok lately, and they finally got me to purchase something I probably don't need, but I'm kind of excited about. This pan. And that is because I have been doing a lot of meal prep with breakfast. As you can see today, French toast pre-made. I made a bunch of French toast. I made a bunch of pancakes. I made breakfast bagels, like all this stuff made, froze, and it's in the freezer. So that way today I don't have to worry about making breakfast. I can just grab something out of the refrigerator and toss it in the microwave. But because I have food ready to go and I woke up a little bit earlier than I need to, I'm actually just going to go ahead and make a couple pancakes in this griddle pan so that we can make some more breakfast sandwiches with pancakes, because I feel like my kid will love them. I've been giving him pretty similar food for breakfast and lunch all year. I know he's sick of it. I'm sick of making it. I'll say a little bit of laziness, you know what I mean? Like, it's what's been comfortable. It's what's been easy. Like, I've grown to kind of create that process, but I want to evolve. I want to keep it challenging. I want to keep introducing him to new foods. And because I've been using cooking to teach him, it helps to make it more interesting. Now, Kylie says start with your least favorite task. And for me, that's laundry. Not because I hate it, but because I have to leave the house to do it. So after school drop off, I load up the car and knock it out early. One thing Kylie talks about is how your space affects your mood. And cleaning those clothes off the floor this morning instantly felt lighter. Like, so much less restricted and far more free to create. And with my mind wandering, it's the perfect time for me to focus on my next venture. Love you, Dad. So I'm out getting some work done and doing laundry, and I just got this notification about my kids' school pictures. And even as a professional image maker, I'm really sitting here pondering if I should spend $30 on 2 5x7 photos of my son, pretty much purely for nostalgia. I'm pretty sure I have better images of him that are more meaningful to me. But then I think, down the line, is his school picture going to be more meaningful? Like the actual photo that he took at the time with his friends and that day and that outfit and fully teed up on the website. And then I got to go check out, plus shipping, plus ordering it super late in the year. The $15 photo turned into $28. And at that point, I have to ask myself, how much is this memory truly worth? But back to the Kylie Perkins. So part of the reason why I want to really declutter things and be more organized is because I need to make time for some other ventures that I want to do, one of them being my content creating. But additionally, there is a different business that I've kind of come up with that I want to start working on. Just doing a little bit of research so that hopefully I can start putting myself out there for clients within the next 3-4 days. So I just did a bunch of research, wrote an entire business proposal, essentially using ChatGPT. And it's one of those things I've kind of slept on as a creative because I feel like it's like the anti-creative thing to do. But when it comes to scheduling and pragmatic work and workflow and being efficient, ChatGPT is clutch, and I'm definitely embracing its usage in my home, right down to helping me create a chore list for my son, because a lot of these things that I'm doing, like right now, this big clean, will eventually fall back onto him. And that's kind of the point we're trying to get to. Really trying to get him to step up, take more responsibility, and take a more active role in keeping the place clean and helping me to cook. These are skills that he can learn and take with him into life, and also make my life a little bit easier. First, we need to get you some hangers, because All your clothes keep falling off the hangers and it's driving me nuts. Not a fan. So we need to get rid of all these toddler size hangers. They gotta go. We are going to go through this closet. It is spring. I'm tired of looking at some of these clothes. This guy has this wonderful habit of putting on clothes that do not fit, which means 2 or 3 times of me sending him back into his room to change. And we gotta do a little bit better with that. So 1 time is 1 too many. Yeah, let's get all the long sleeve t-shirts first, because I don't think any of those fit you anymore.
Take off that shirt.
Kylie gives that no-nonsense approach that some of us need, but I completely understand if it's not for everyone. She says that little things make big things happen. How something as little as opening a window in the morning can set you up for success. That if you can't control something as simple as your home, how can you possibly be expected to handle challenges outside? We've been hanging up clothes in this closet for months, seeing things that clearly no longer fit, but continued to work around them. All this has caused is confusion, clutter, and chaos during a hectic morning. So today, we finally got around to removing all the excess baggage from this closet so we can make room for next season. If your car is disgusting, you need to clean it. And when she said that, I felt attacked. I spilled a drink a few days ago and it left my entire center console sticky. So gross. So when the birds attacked my car, I took it as a sign that it was time for a thorough cleaning inside and out. And one of her recommendations is to simply do as much as you can when you have the time. Whether it's tossing those cups when you stop at a gas station or wiping down the dash the next time you get in. This stuff only takes a moment as long as we don't wait until the last second to start cleaning. Okay, so we are officially spring cleaning, and there are a lot of changes I need to make in this room. First, I need to remove a bunch of stuff out of the refrigerator because it's kind of gross in there. Like, it's not even terrible, but I think over the year we tend to gather sauces and, leftovers and a bunch of things, or at least personally I do, and then I just don't throw these things away. Since my plan is to really be meal prepping, I need all the space I can possibly have. My refrigerator is not that big. This is the best way to make new space. But there are things that I can definitely consolidate. There's things that I can completely throw away. There's leftovers like this one French toast stick that doesn't need an entire bowl that I can get rid of because I'm about to really fill this kitchen up with freshly prepared food so that this guy always has a snack whenever he needs it. This is a package of dry bay leaves, but this is no longer fresh. I've had this for over a year and I use this whenever I'm making curry goat. Don't need it. Need to throw it away so that I can make room for the fresh bay leaves I'm gonna buy. Here we got some mashed potatoes that I made a couple of weeks ago that I'm not gonna eat any more of. This is some cilantro that I bought, but I bet it's no good anymore. But if it's still good, I'm gonna go ahead and cook it today. You know what? Yeah, it's still good. We're gonna go ahead and use this cilantro today because it's not gonna last long. But one thing I am dedicating myself to learning is how to preserve all of my fruits and vegetables. Certain things that you wrap up in plastic, other things that you keep in a dark bag, other things that you refrigerate, other things you leave on the counter. Like, I don't even really know that flow, so we're going to really dedicate ourselves to trying to preserve all of the fruits and vegetables we buy so they last a little bit longer. Thing is, when I'm cooking, or at least I plan to cook, if something comes up and I don't, I hate to see stuff go to waste. Recently, I got tired of spending money on water bottles because water is essential to life. So I made a big purchase, and I'm not proud of myself for it. I spent almost $400 on a Berkey. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this thing, but essentially it is a gravity filter which will allow you to get clean water. Now, I don't know how dirty my water is, but I assume it's terrible because why wouldn't it be? This is going into my second year here, and now I'm ready to, get even more comfortable, get even more settled, and get some things that make sense. If you go buy a 24 pack of like the cheapest water, which is plastic, which is not good for you probably, you're going to spend like $12 or $8 to $10 or something like that. Whereas I'm going to spend money on this thing, and hopefully these filters will last for several years. Now, there's some controversial stuff going on with Berkey. We're not even going to talk about it because that's not what this video is, and I'm not a water expert. I'm just a father who wants to make sure he's getting clean water. Now, Kylie is a minimalist. I am not. After my divorce, I now welcome clutter, but it's got to be the right kind. I've been thinking about this purchase for the last 6 months, and I'm finally ready to pull the trigger. But in order to make room, I definitely had to let some things go. But that's a sacrifice I am completely willing to make. I never feel guilty for adding something, as long as it also adds value to my life. I gave up on the Berkey. Like, I'm no shade to it. I'm sure it's a fantastic product, but honestly, for what I paid for it, I expected it to be a little bit easier, and I feel like maybe I broke one of the little fluoride filters, so I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna find something else. I'm sure there's something else out there. I had some reservations about it anyway. One, there was like some things saying that you get aluminum in your water if you use a Berkey. Two, with the tariffs, I was worried if I'd be able to find new filters when I need them. Hopefully, I don't need them, but who knows how long the tariffs will last. But the main thing is like not keeping things that don't work for you. It is very easy to get seduced into purchasing something, and then because you spent a lot of money on it, feeling like you got to keep it. And I used to have a little bit of guilt about that. Like, even when it comes to eating, I would order food, and if I spent money on it, I'd be like, well, you paid for it, you got to eat it. Or if someone offered you something, like nowadays, I have no qualms about tasting something and being like, that was enough and I'm good on it and I don't want any more. Or making a purchase and deciding, hey, that purchase isn't for me. Now, I'm not saying that this can't work out in the future, but right now it does not make sense. It doesn't feel like it's what I thought it was going to be. I should buy the thing that works for me. Just laying out these bagels because today begins my meal prep journey. This is not about finding easy or simple foods to make. It's simply about not having to come into this kitchen every single day. As you can see, I got a sink full of dishes already, and I'm tired of coming in here. I want to make sure my son has access to food whenever he wants, but I'm also not a guy who does a lot of pre-made foods. Normally, I'd only make probably 2 bagels, one for me and one for him. Today, I'm making 6. Just one less thing to do. I know this is going to save me time because now in the mornings, this is like 30 extra minutes that I'm going to have where I'm not cooking. This is also dishes that I'm not washing. This is also giving me time to really focus on making sure my son is getting himself ready for school so I don't have to do it. Like me, Kylie also likes to start the morning off with a clean kitchen, and meal prep is a way to take that to the next level. Not only will I wake up to a clean slate, but it'll stay clean because it's barely in use first thing in the morning. I've just been realizing that I need to be more efficient with my time. We all say there's never enough time, but I wake up at 4 a.m. Though packed, my schedule is flexible, and I want to do more. So in order to make it happen, my habits have simply got to change. So I don't mind throwing on a Kylie Perkins video to get me going. Now, as a single dad, I can't get sucked into doing a bunch of menial tasks because it's an endless loop. Like, there is always something to clean, so you have to be careful. I could spend hours doing laundry every single day, or I could spend 30 minutes cold calling new clients to generate revenue for my business. Some activities get more results than others, so you have to know yourself. And I know I cannot have clarity in a messy space because I lose things constantly. Kylie's abrasive approach is exactly what I need. Like I said, I wake up super early. The problem is I lack a sense of urgency. Now, I'm a single dad. I don't have a large family or support system to help me out. But that doesn't mean there's not something in her message that I can use. Not cleaning doesn't necessarily make you lazy, but you have to ask yourself, does it make you feel good? And if it does, great. But it drives me crazy, and I feel like I'm capable of making the time. So I'm going to stick to what works for me. But if you do need that wake up call, definitely check out Kylie Perkins on TikTok. My name is Aaron. I make content on my life as a recently divorced single dad and creative entrepreneur. If you want to continue on this journey with me, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.